This is Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide. And I'm here to bring you this week's report of California companies that will be laying off a significant amount of workforce where we receive their notice between September 19th and September 25th. Now, if you're new to me, before I ask you to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, let me let you know why this information is so important that I deliver a video every single Monday morning at 5 a.m. with this information. It was many, many years ago. I was getting ready to purchase a piece of property. Yay! Round of applause. And I was super excited, right? I was getting ready to get the asset. The seller was getting ready to get the proceeds from the sale of their home. And I had signed loan documents, went back to work hours later, and I find out that myself and 399 other people were getting laid off. You can only imagine what was going through my mind. Like in a room with 399 other people, they're telling us collectively at one time that today was our last day. That day was our last day. So go back to your desk, pack up all your belongings. You can only imagine. I was like devastated. I immediately got on the phone, contacted my mortgage broker, contacted my real estate broker at the time and said, look, you cannot fund this loan. I don't have a job. I faxed them over the information. Yes, I said fax. We hardly fax these days. Everything is like email, right? So anyways, I faxed over the information. So thankfully, I was able to unravel the transaction. And, but I lost, not just time, but I lost money in the process, right? I didn't get my down payment back because I had removed all contingencies. Like my loan was due to fund in hours, okay? So I didn't get my deposit back. I didn't get my home inspection, termite inspection, pest inspection, appraisal fee. Like I didn't get any of that back. But thankfully, I was able to unravel the transaction and I cut my losses, right? I did not go forward with the purchase because I couldn't. I didn't have a job. If they would have verified employment, the funder would have verified employment just before they funded that loan, then the loan would have died anyway. But the second, so the reason why I share this information, because it's twofold. That was my story. I wish I would have known. And I want to ask you the question, what would you do differently if there was a possibility that you might get laid off? Would you like not go on that shopping spree or take that lavish vacation? Would you, dust off your resume, update it, put some fillers out there? Like, what would you do differently? Would you refinance right now, pull out some money to put in your bank account as a nest egg and pay off some debt? Like, what would you do differently if there was a possibility that you might get laid off? That's number one. That's the reason why I share the information. The second reason is I want you to know that you don't have to lose your house just because you lost your job or you're facing a financial hardship. Like I've been helping clients for years lower their mortgage payment, make it more affordable so they don't have to exhaust all their savings trying to make their mortgage payment each month. So let's get into it. Before I share the list of California companies that will be laying off significant workforce where we received their notice between September 19th and September 25th, let me show you what I was able to help a client receive. I helped them save their home. They suffered a loss of income due to a death, divorce, illness, injury, or layoff. I can't remember which one this one was, but they did. And then they called me, they need my help, and I'm that person to help them. And so I did. So if we take a look at my screen here, you will see that their previous mortgage payment right here was $1,291.34. If you could see that. $1,291.34. That included principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. That was an adjustable rate mortgage, so their payment was going to adjust even higher. They called me. I was able to get them a modified mortgage, lower their payment to $933.47. That included principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And to top that off, I got them an interest rate of 2%, but it maxed out at 4%. So it wasn't going to come even close to what they had at 6.50, right? So I saved them. They were behind over $6,000 when they reached out to me. So I was totally able to save their home. They're in that home right now. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I was able to help them. So that's the reason why I share the information. You don't have to lose your house just because you lost your job or you're facing a financial hardship. So let me get into this list. If you're new to me, I give you the name of the company that's laying off, the date that they're laying off, whether the layoff is temporary, permanent, it's a closure. I let you know that. I also let you know how many people and the location, the address. Okay, so let's get started. So we don't have that many. We have about 24 entries, okay? But that doesn't mean 24 different companies. Kaiser is on here several times. So it's only a few different companies this week. But nevertheless, it is still heartbreaking. So we continue to pray for the people that lose their job, that God gives them something better, that they get more money and less work, which means they get a greater return on their labor, right? And so let's get started. So December 20, oh, and I give this information in alphabetical order. How about that? So, that's not what I'm trying to do. Okay, that's what. Okay, so, and I give the information in alphabetical order. So here we go. Starting on December 23rd, we have Jabal Inc. is laying off there 59 people. It's a closure is temporary, okay? So thankfully they'll be able to go back to work, but right now it's a temporary closure. They're laying off 59 people at 26211 Enterprise Way in Lake Forest. Then we have December 23rd, Jabal Inc. is closing temporarily. So they'll be able to go back to work. They're laying off 156 people at 4050 Technology Place in Fremont. Now, the next entries is Kaiser Foundation. And unfortunately, this is really sad because it's on my birthday. I just got to tell you, November 22nd is my birthday. Yes. 11/11, 11/11. okay? 11/22 is my birthday. So Kaiser Foundation Hospitals is laying off permanently 13 people at 5810 Owens Drive in Pleasanton. You have November 22nd, Kaiser Foundation Hospitals is laying off permanently one person at One Kaiser Plaza in Oakland. You have 11/22, Kaiser Foundation Hospitals is laying off one person at 1950 Franklin Street in Oakland. You have November 22nd, Kaiser Foundation Hospitals is laying off permanently one person at 2401 Merced Street in San Leandro. You have November 22nd, Kaiser Foundation Hospitals is laying off permanently one person at 501 Lennon Lane in Walnut Creek. You have November 22nd, Kaiser Foundation Hospitals is laying off permanently two people at 12200 Bellflower Boulevard in Downey. You have November 22nd, Kaiser Foundation Hospitals is laying off permanently one person at 9333 Imperial Highway in Downey. November 22nd, Kaiser Foundation Hospitals is laying off permanently two people at 75 North Fair Oaks Avenue in Pasadena. November 22nd, Kaiser Foundation Hospitals is laying off permanently five people at 99 South Oakland Avenue in Pasadena. November 22nd, Kaiser Foundation Hospitals laying off permanently one person at 393 East Walnut Street in Pasadena. November 22nd, Kaiser Foundation Hospitals laying off permanently two people at 1707 Barcelona Circle in Placentia. November 22nd, Kaiser Foundation Hospitals is laying off seven people at 1830 California Avenue in Corona. November 22nd, Kaiser Foundation Hospitals is laying off one person at 182 Granite Street in Corona. November 22nd, Kaiser Foundation Hospitals laying off one person at 6600 Brookaville Road in Sacramento. You have November 22nd, Kaiser Foundation Hospitals laying off one person at 7880 Alta Valley Drive in Sacramento. November 22nd, Kaiser Foundation Hospitals is laying off permanently one person at 801 Traeger Avenue in San Bruno. November 22nd, Kaiser Foundation Hospitals is laying off permanently 2 people at 401 Bicentennial Way in Santa Rosa. December 27th, Mini Pharmacy Enterprises, Inc. is closing permanently. They're laying off 50 people at 2425 Porter Street in Los Angeles. November 23rd, Newark Group is closing permanently. They're laying off 32 people at 235 San Pedro Avenue in Morgan Hill. November 18th, you have Paramount Global is laying off permanently 14 people at 1575 North Gower Street in Los Angeles. November 25th, 12 Oaks Foundation, DBA is 12 Oaks Senior Living, is laying off permanently 20 people at 2820 Sycamore Avenue in Glendale. Last but not least, November 20th, USC Verdugo Hills Hospital is closing permanently. They're laying off 65 people at 1812 Verdugo Boulevard in Glendale, California. So that is the list of California companies that will be laying off significant amount of workforce, where we received and processed their notice between September 19th and September 20th. Now, if you've experienced a loss of income due to a death, divorce, illness, injury, or layoff, I have good news for you. You don't have to lose your house just because you lost your job. There are temporary options out there. There's permanent options. So for all your mortgage and real estate needs, I want you to visit me at modifymenow.com. But the very, very best way to reach me is to pick up the phone and dial 714-914-7254. Again, that's 714-914-7254. I'm Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide. I look forward to working with you and for you. And until then, have a blessed day. Bye-bye.